Hey guys, it's Fonza here with DipYourCar.com. We've got a M3 in today, and we're going to be taking the M3 from black to a matte white. And we put a couple videos up of us doing whole cars, but we've never done a matte white one. So we wanted to make sure we capture this one. And we've got, I think, a 2010 or 2011 M3. You guys know by now how to mask off most of the car. You know, the windows you can leave, peel them right off. The roof, if you're not going to dip it, you want to mask that off. But there's a couple pieces on the M3 that are a little bit different, so I'm going to take you through those as well. The first thing is, if you look at the front bumper, this guy had just put on an aftermarket front bumper, and it's got a lot of honeycomb grill on it. And what's really important when you're going to mask this off, because he wants it to stay black, is that the tape cannot make contact with the front of the bumper or the side edge of the bumper. You've got to leave that edge. Now there's a couple spots where the edge of the bumper actually makes contact with the grill. For those sections, we're going to have to not tape that off and leave it alone. We'll peel the Plasti Dip off after. Now if you look at the hood has some hood vents on it, and the interesting thing about these is they have a honeycomb inside as well, and what the customer wants is this entire unit here to remain black. So what we're going to do is just cover the honeycomb, and then we're going to allow this edge to just break our Plasti Dip right in the middle of the roof. We'll peel those off after. Now this hood, as you guys know, in an M3 has quite a big bulge in the middle of the hood. So we're really going to have to pay attention to our spray angles when we do the hood, because we don't want any lines and we want good coverage all the way around. The last piece that's just a little bit different is the mirrors on this M3. And if you're familiar with them, you know that there's this little joint here right at the edge of the mirror. And what the customer really wants is just this outer mirror cap to be white and for the rest of the housing to be black. So just to save ourselves some time when it's time to break the car down, we're going to mask over this joint and we'll peel the rest. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make sure the whole car is prepped. It's going to have a full alcohol bath, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start spraying. My guess is going to be somewhere between 5 and 6 coats to get a full black car to a rich, deep matte white. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay guys, what we've got is just one coat, the first coat of white over the black car. Now again, just like any of the other projects, really only going for a 50% transparency. If you try to get full coverage on your first coat, you're going to put it on way too thick, and with the consistency that we thin it down to you for, it's just going to drip and you're going to get runs. Now if you get a couple drips or runs the first run around, it's okay, it's the first coat, you can easily cover that. But you want to go on a 50% transparency, the hood, everything. Just let it dry, let it get nice and clean, and then we're going to go ahead and put the second coat on. guys, we're about 2 coats in now. This next coat is going to be the 3rd coat. That's where you're really going to start to see that, rich white start to cover. I mean, after 2 coats, you should have about 80% transparency. You're still going to see some weak spray lines. You're still going to see a little bit around the trim and some of those other areas that's going to have a little bit of the black showing through. So 3rd coat now, we'll take you through that, and we're going to get some good coverage now. Alright guys, this is now 4 coats on the M3. It's got complete coverage of the black. You definitely can't see the black anymore. We're still going to do one more coat because when you get that full coverage, when you get to that point, you always want to do one more. I mean, the protection's got to be there as well as the coverage. So we'll just take you on a quick walk around after the 4th coat. The grills are actually removed from the car right now because we're going to be doing those in black. The customer has that aftermarket bumper, which is now the same color as the rest of the car. We did black with 1 coat of silver metallizer on the wheels. Those are covered up right now, and we'll reveal those when we pull the car out. But everything's been going really smooth, no problems, no complications, and we're going to start the breakdown as soon as we're done with the 5th coat. Everything's pretty much dried up. We're going to start breaking down the car little by little now, and we're going to start with the headlight. Just like usual, we just went right over with all 5 or 6 coats on the headlight, and the majority of it's just going to peel clean off. And anything that gets left behind. Now here's a really interesting thing right here. This is exactly what you want to watch out for. Our headlight here has bonded just a little bit with the fender of the car, and you always want to look at things before you peel them. Now I could probably pull on this and there's a 50% chance that it'll just do a clean break, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an X-Acto knife and I'm going to make a cut there, because the worst case scenario, if I go ahead and start to peel that and there's a connection there that's strong enough, it's going to lift up the dip from my fender, and we really don't want to redo the fender at this point. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to peel the white off these hood vents. And what we did was we just masked the honeycomb in the middle, and we allowed the break along the edge of the vent to cut the dip. Just be really careful, make sure there aren't any connections made so that we don't lift the dip on the hood. Anything that got through, you can just rub right off. And now you've got your perfectly etched out hood vent. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start breaking down the mirror caps here. And we covered that joint for obvious reasons. It's really going to save us a lot of time so we don't have to get any dip out of that joint. And then just use the tape line as a starting point and peel back around from there. The customer wanted the entire mirror housing to be black, but the mirror cap to remain white. We're going to use the lines already on the mirror to cut those. Now for the window trim on most cars, you're going to be just fine. You know, this car has stock black window trim, so it's got a great separation on the top and a great separation on the bottom. We should be able to just peel this off, no problem at all. Guys, this is the finished product. We've done 6 coats on the what used to be black M3, which is now a matte white M3. So I'm going to walk you around the car real quick. We pulled out the black vents in the hood. We pulled out the black kidney grills up front. We made sure that all the mesh down in the bottom is black as well. These used to be brushed aluminum wheels. We did black with one very light coat of silver metallizer. You really only be able to see it when the sun hits it right. On these side vents, we left the inside of the vent black. We did chrome on the vent, and then we made this black stripe white to go with the rest of the car. Mirrors, front center cap is white. The housing, everything around it is black. We pulled back out the gloss black window trim and the inside of the handles. The carbon fiber roof is still intact, as well as the black antenna for the satellite. And around the back, we just kept a nice even finish. We've got the BMW badge pulled back out, We got the grill on the bottom, black again. The M3 badge is white, and we cut out the flag in the middle just to give it a little bit of flavor. So that's the finished product of the car. We were able to get a really smooth, even finish. The white is just so bright and beautiful on the right car, and this car is just a really good example of that. So everything that you've seen me use today, the already thin Plasti Dip, the gun, the Wagner, the DYC Pro Sprayer, everything's available at DipYourCar.com, as well as more videos. And we're on Facebook, obviously, Twitter, and Instagram as well. We're getting to be all over the place. So Fonzie from Dip Your Car. If you have any questions, customer service at DipYourCar.com. This was a really fun project. Finally, we have those diehard fans that throw that out there once in a while. Do another video, but make sure it's a different color than black. So here, one of the customers, we finally captured one of the ones that isn't black. So I hope you enjoyed it. Fonzie from Dip Your Car. See you on the next one.